actually at a wedding, seeing some friends from college, and I get this question a lot when I haven't seen friends from college before. Sort of like, hey, how are you? How's it going? How's your mom? And it's like a very strange question to be asked, like just normally, like why would your just college friends know so much about your mom? Which goes back, I have to start from the very beginning. When you grow up in a family, I have 2 older brothers and a mom that's an educator, you learn very early on that school doesn't end at 3 o'clock. And my mom taught me in preschool, and then when I went to elementary school, she was my K through 4 science teacher at private school. So I was the kid who was devouring every lesson that you would learn from your science teacher at home. So I could go into school the very next day and have all the answers and be ready and poised, like with my hand raised, like, please teacher, call on me, I know what we're going to be doing today, and I would never get called on. So the resentment started to build. Time after time. My family moved to a house kind of up the street from where we were living, and my mom was so excited because we had mulberry trees in the backyard, and she's like, I can grow silkworms in the garage and feed the mulberry trees. So like a month later we had tanks and tanks of silkworms in my garage that we were constantly feeding on a daily basis, and like, had a silk factory basically going on, before our very eyes. My middle brother and I eventually traded up for public school from private school, just because there were just so many more electives that you had choices from, and pretty girls and boys at the table to sit and have lunch with. And you had to like change in a locker room with all these different people, and it was just very different from private school. And my mom decided that she had to come along and be a school teacher at the public school as well. And so, meanwhile, she was teaching all these kids, and having meetings with the same teachers that I had school with. So at the beginning of the year, she would have a township school district meeting, and I would get to hear, who got a haircut and what teacher recently got divorced, or all that sort of gossip. So when I finally got to high school, I felt like I had a little bit of freedom, and then eventually when I got to college, it was like so exciting to finally get away and to sort of chart my own path. And I had got admitted to a liberal arts college in Vermont, and I was recruited to be on the lacrosse team, and had like this incredible freshman year where my team won the national championship, and it was very exciting. And the following sophomore year, I was injured in a sledding accident, and I had a spinal cord injury. And it was a very traumatic event for myself and my family, and I never really knew if I was ever going to get back to college. I mean, Vermont, it snows, wheelchairs, it's challenging. And my mom just decided after a year of doing local college outside Philadelphia that we needed to get back, and the only way that we could make this happen was that Mom was coming back to college with me. Yeah, and it was one of those situations where I was like, if this is going to happen and you're going to be at college with me, you're going to be the invisible mom on campus. And it's Vermont, so like, you're going to smell something wafting in the room next door that might not smell like cigarettes. You're just going to have to deal with it. Or we're going to go to a party, and I might come home, and I might have to be put to bed, and I might have drank a little too much, and you might just have to throw me into bed, or that's the deal, because I'm going to do college the way you're supposed to do college, spinal cord injury or not. That following senior year, like, I took a wine tasting class, and my mom decided that she was going to be the drunk bus that picked up all my friends from the wine tasting class and take us to the bar. I mean, it was the most amazing experience, but I was also like kind of embarrassed, I was like, she was my personal attendant, she wasn't my mom, but all my friends would meet her, and they'd come over and cook dinner, and she learned how to make Indian food and stir fry, and it was just this really incredible experience. And the fall semester of my junior year, there was one particular morning where we had fought the night before, and she called me. She was actually teaching in the local school, and she called me that morning, and she said, you better turn on the television Dave was supposed to fly out of Boston, this is my older brother, and there's been a plane crash or something. And I was like, Mom, this is the first week of class, it's early September, like, I gotta get to class, I don't know what you're talking about, but like, can we look into it later? I don't think Dave's flying out today. And I turned on the TV, and the Twin Towers just completely collapsed, right in front of my very eyes. And I had no idea that the planes had hit or what happened. I just see buildings drop, and I just burst into tears, and I don't know what to do. I can't get my mom back on the phone, and I think I just have to get myself to class, because I don't know what else to do. And I get to class, and I'm in this art history class with a bunch of students, and we're all sitting around like, are we supposed to be here? What's supposed to happen? And one of my students tells the teacher that the Twin Towers have fallen, and my professor, this was our first day of class, she just bursts into tears and she runs out of the room. And being in college as an adult, but not yet an adult, and to see a figure like that collapse in front of you, I didn't know what to do. And I went home, and I couldn't wait for my mom to come back from her class so we could be together on that particular day. And it was that one experience in college, and we were all there in 9/11, and we all wanted to hold on to someone, and I was just so happy that my mom could be there in college with me at that particular day. Thank you.